You're watching Dr. Amirah Kweli. Hashtag DRASK. Hashtag Queen of Weirdos.
Death is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The cemeteries are full of people who've passed from a preventative illness. With the correct approach, you not only extend your chances of preserving your life, but you will improve the quality of your life with a natural approach. The earth provides energy healing herbs for the benefit of mankind.
Hello, I'm Amirah Kweli here at As Life Coaching Ministries. We're located at 1921 West Broadway. We've been in the healing business for over 20 years. To order my products, go to www.as314life.com. I'm available 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. No machine. Hi, greetings everybody, and today we are here with hanging with Sister Angel and Dr. Amirah.
Hey.
And
my favorite part of the day.
I'm trying to tell you, got my coffee.
Hey.
Got my
Gotta
water.
have your coffee. Got the water. You know how we do it. Y'all got your coffee, your water. Get it.
Get it. I don't know if I'm streaming on Facebook, but hopefully I will get the streaming on Facebook because I tell you that it need to go down. Anyway,
it's going down.
So today, hopefully y'all go ahead and hit that like for us because we working hard. How you doing, Chakra King? How you doing, Chakra King? Good evening. Good afternoon, I should say. Good evening / good afternoonish, kind of, sort of. Yeah. So we need to get this party started. And we were talking about some different things. We kind of wanted to do variations of conversation with you all today. And we certainly wanted to also talk to you all about these little movies that we've been, really looking at. Because Sister Angel and myself have been really sincerely diving into these movies.
Yeah.
On so many levels. And we've been very excited to do this presentation to you all and just kind of happy. And guess what, y'all? And as you can see, I have a new camera.
Yeah, it looks great. Look at how nice and clear. The lighting is perfect. Beautiful.
So I'm really excited about that. It took me all night, took my husband and myself all night to ensure. But hey, we got it going on. We presented it, different lighting there. There we go. That's smoky room.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's smoky.
That's what's up.
Anyway, Sister Angel, tell us, before we get started, without further ado, can you tell us about your day?
Man, my day is amazing. I want to thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us. Woke up, had me a little breakfast, took care of little things around the house. Just, I look forward to just coming and hanging out with Dr. Amirah. This is a time we could just kick back, talk about movies, talk about what's going on with life, just hanging out, because right now with this whole political thing, you got a lot of energies going, you got people frustrated, they ain't got their stimulus yet. So when we get together and we come together on Dr. Amirah channel or my channel, it gives us a time to just take a deep breath, have a cup of coffee and talk about a good movie, talk about life, kind of keep us, supported and keeping us in positive, right? Because we got a lot of drama going on. So we have to bring that love. So how's your morning going, Dr. Amirah?
Well, considering I barely slept because I was trying to get this camera so I could do my Vanna White presentation to you. And maybe one day I will talk about how I like the camera. However, why did it take so long to do? And none of the videos on YouTube really assisted in that aid. It just kind of happened by accident. That's the reason why I was working by accident. And who does things by accident anymore? But I don't know. Maybe that's the story of my life. But accidents usually work out, right? That's crazy. That's the story of my life. But whatever. And then I got my handy dandy printer over here.
Wow. But the camera looks great. Doesn't the camera look great? It's so nice and clear.
Yeah, so that's my printer that I have over there, my Vanna White, my black Vanna White, right? And so I'm happy about that, but why didn't they send the ink?
Wow. They didn't send no ink.
They didn't send no ink, so I had to pay for some ink.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And of course, I talked to HP, and they said, well, if you would have gotten it from us, then we would have sent the ink. I'm like, what?
It's like, come on, right? So it's like, something.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. And then, of course, I have this handy dandy coupon that I can't use. My printer doesn't qualify. Well, I don't understand why y'all didn't put it in the thing. So anyway, I'm gonna call them today.
Right.
And why in the heck would they put this in here? I'm not gonna let me make sure I don't show the people my business, but
that's right.
This dang on thing. Now you see how that's $25 off, and at least I would have had $25 off on one of them, right?
Right.
So what does it say? Right here at the bottom, it says $25. Make sure I ain't showing my business.
Yeah, don't be showing your business.
Right. So that's annoying, but nevertheless, today is one of them attraction days that we want to send out the attraction gods to give us that good old fashioned happiness energy. But other than that, my day's pretty good. Thumbs up.
Amen. Yeah, we were talking about that old movie. Do you guys remember Boomerang? Do you guys remember that movie Boomerang? This is from back in 1992. We're always talking about the earlier movies, and me and Dr. Miller kind of want to talk about some of the movies that we were raised with that kind of, stuck out, like A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Remember that movie?
Oh Lord, good. Yeah, but that was a good movie, though. That was a proper locking movie.
Yeah, and she told that guy, "Don't say you love me if you don't mean it."
Well, he needed that. I mean, he got shown what it was because it went down for him.
Yeah, but But you know what's funny about, and I love that movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, because it was a time when, because you don't see it as much as now. But this was the time when you had player. People want to be a player. They let you know I'm a player. I got it going on. It's a little bit different now. You don't see it like it used to be. Not that people aren't doing it, but it was just a thing. People were just playing, saying whatever you want to hear, having 5 and 6, girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And Martin Lawrence was cracking me up because he was just flirting with anybody. Remember in the movie, hey, what's happening, Sherry Rakin Black? Remember the part of the movie when he went to the dry cleaner and that girl was goofy? She had the glasses and she, just to be touched. She probably was excited. And you have Martin Lawrence coming and talking about, hey, beautiful. And, he knew what to say. And she was all over him. And it's always the girl that you really want or the guy that you really want. You really can't get them like you're getting all these, other people. And in the movie with Martin Lawrence running around telling all these women he loved them and he liked them and he's doing all his thing. And then he owned that club. Remember with him and Bobby Brown? So they had the most beautiful women in there dancing and they was in here just playing, having a good time. But in the movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate was he met that real strange woman. You know what I'm saying? That strange spirit. That woman that was just a bulldog on the under. And he telling this woman, I think I'm in love with you. And she warned him. Do you remember that, Dr. Mary?
But here's the kicker thing. Now,
right.
He wanted
kick it out.
See, that dog wanted that challenge. He was like, yeah, I want that challenge. He wanted that challenge. He wanted a woman that would challenge him,
Right.
everybody else was so easy to get to. You know what I mean?
Well, let me talk to the people in the comments. Do you guys still feel that way, whether you're in a relationship or not? Did you ever feel like you wanted that person to challenge you? Were you looking for the person that you had to hunt down, right? Is it still like that? Have you been like that, Dr. Mir, that you wanted that man that was just not too easy? You know what I'm saying? Not a lay down guy, you know?
I mean, I never, first of all, I'm not getting ready to be running after no man. Now that's something
Amen.
I don't like doing.
We from the same tribe. Yeah.
Go out my way like that. I mean, you know, I don't mind after I get him and we have to work through things, and you know, that's something different. But if
So you don't want to be like calling nobody over and over. You ain't return my phone call.
Right, if I gotta start from the jump street in trying to convince you that this is what it is, and I'm not gonna be good at that. I'm just gonna be all the way real with you, because I don't like going out my way like that. It's because it just says something. You know, I'm a Taurus, so I have a bit of an ego. I got a little ego. My ego is enough where I'm not getting ready to do all that because I feel some kind of way. If I gotta go, hey, look at me, you know what I mean? Look at me, look at what I'm doing.
Chirac and Black said facts. I'm not doing all that. Nah, it's not that kind of party. Boom, she got the fire going on. Like, no, you got to come. You got to come for me. I'm not trying to chase nobody down. What Dr. Amirah is saying, she's not thirsty. You know what I'm saying? We got some thirsty females out here. You see them. Come on, man.
I got small.
Hold on, Dr. Amirah. How many booties do you see posted up on Instagram? Some of these women just thirsty. I ain't never had to show my racks to get attention.
I mean,
come on, family. You know what I'm talking about, Shakarek Black. You be seeing some of this booty posted up like they just thirstier than somebody out there.
Let me ruin that Kim Kardashian.
Man, and sometimes it was so much. I'm thinking, I'm not even into women. Why are y'all posting it up on my page? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even.
It's like
that's why when you look at my Instagram, it's empty. I done got rid of my Instagram for some of this nonsense. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that. I had to start all over. Okay, I ain't doing no pinup booties, and I don't want no pinup booty friends because that make it seem like we all thirsty. Nah,
I haven't been a cruel thirstiness. I'm on a diet. Yeah. Okay, my thirst has been quenched. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I am good.
Amen. That's right. Sharon Black said, "Fire, baby." They feel what we're saying, and we're not trying to be disrespectful. I love my sisters, but I'm about that. I'm about that. You know. Don't you want to play a little picky boo with your man? But you already know everything you got.
But and two, it also takes it back to, there's room for everything. There's room for everyone. So if you want to be thirsty, hey, there's room for you to be thirsty. If you want to be non-thirsty, there's room for you to be non-thirsty. Boom. If you're an aggressive type of woman, there's room for you. If you're a non-aggressive woman and you're shy, there's room for you. There's room for all different types of walks of life of women, and there's going to be always somebody for you.
Right.
Saying so, go right at it.
Exactly.
No judgments. I'm cool, but I just know me. I know I'm not getting ready to be all like.
Okay. And I was never one that liked to show my cleavage. I've always had a big rack. Ran in the family. Everybody had big boobs and a big booty and hips, the birthing hips. But I just never felt like I needed to show a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not the one. Some people feel comfortable with that.
I had days, but it was different. It's still, what I mean? I used to wear, No, I'm saying some
Yeah.
things that was a little risque.
Right.
When you become a grandmother,
Right.
married to someone that's a little more traditional, right?
Right.
And you start to find your way in the world and you realize you don't have to do all of that.
You don't.
You just
Right.
kind of be yourself, you kind of be yourself and
Yeah, like Shack Racking Black said, classy, not trashy. Come
right. I
on
don't want to be myself. I still want
now.
nice little stuff to show off the physique. I mean, you can still see a little something,
Yeah. Whoop,
but it's not to the point
Right.
where you be like, I wish she go put some clothes on. Or my
What's going on with doctor? What kind of doctor are you?
right, or my grandchildren are embarrassed, so my children embarrassed
Wow.
to go out with me, and I got on this all this craziness on. My husband can take me out. I recall. Let me break this down to you. I remember one time. I don't remember what I had on. I think I had one of these bodycon dresses.
Okay.
However, I had a jacket over it, and I'm not no skinny woman by far. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You got some gifts.
I got some hips.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the sun is out. The sun is up, honey.
You know what I mean? That's me,
Right.
And my husband looked at me and he was like, you don't want me to fight, not me, say. He said, if you love me, you wouldn't put me in a position where I have to fight.
Amen.
And I looked at him like, what you mean? What you got on? You know what I mean? I don't want nobody disrespecting my woman,
Right.
Me. I don't want anybody to see all that. I understand you try to cover it, but how about I just take you? That was one of the things when I first moved down here. He was like, why don't I just take you shopping? I'll pay for it. It's me.
Wow.
And I'll buy you whatever you want, but let's get something that's going to be a little bit more conservative.
Right. And that's nice.
And then like I had to pay it on my dime. And I was like, really? Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Ooh. So still nice clothes. Still had on some fitted jeans.
Right.
Not too much risque, but still fitted. Still, because I like rips in the jeans. I like bell bottoms. I like straight leg. I like skinny jeans. But it's not to the point where he feels disrespected. My father can go with me and my father not be like, oh my God, what does she have on? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not showing the crack of my.
Right. And your husband's right. You don't want to put him in a position where, everybody's seeing what, men don't like that. It makes them uncomfortable. And then they feel like, what's up, So we have to, be respectful as ladies and gentlemen too,
But if you're not married and, and if you feel like, you want to wear what you want to wear, they can go ahead. But I've also seen women where they wear the bodycon dresses, but it's still tasteful. I've seen them where it's still tasteful, where they're still, they might be a little short, but it's not too short.
Exactly.
Form fitting, but it's not. They're not busting out. It fits them.
Right.
The outfit fits them. It looks good on them. It's just something that I per se wouldn't wear to church. Right.
I hear you.
It's definitely nice to wear to the club. It's still something nice, but they wasn't looking. It wasn't so bad. It was just like, okay, that's nice on you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I don't want to be a prude where I'm telling people to be mindful, where I'm telling people how to dress. But what I want to tell people is that just do it classier.
Yeah, classier.
Try to, find stuff that fits your body type. So that's the thing too.
Right.
And then sometimes you can still be skinny, but it not exactly fit you.
Right. And because it does put out, and I see a lot of women online I've talked to, and especially because I do on my prayer stream and things like that. People always ask me, pray for them, or they tell me about what happened to somebody they met online. And sometimes when you're doing your Instagram postings and you're coming off thirsty, but maybe you're not intending to do that. You just want to get some attention. You want them to see you, when you're looking cute at your best
You
poses.
feel yourself.
Yeah, right, right.
And you just
Yeah,
don't want to be like, hey, I'm feeling myself. I'm going to wear this cute outfit. And
right.
I want people to notice there's nothing wrong with that. It's just be more mindful. If you don't, like you said, if you don't want to come off a certain way, then just be
Right.
mindful of that. That's all we're saying. That's all we're
Right.
saying. So even if you are the duck lip person and you want to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got on your tight icon dress, and you want to come off still in a certain
Right.
light. Just do it where you don't have to defend yourself, where you feel good about it and don't matter what nobody else says. Okay, if you feel comfortable, then sometimes. But I see a lot of people, you can tell when they don't feel comfortable because they'll start pulling on their dress, they'll keep pulling it down and keep pulling it
Yeah.
down. And that's how you also know that they're not really comfortable and they just
Exactly.
but on the movie, so I found that my thing also about Martin Lawrence's character was that I would have done a background check on this woman.
Right.
He would have known about her ex. And then he was so busy trying to get into her pants that he wasn't listening. She gave him some so-called red flags. I call them orange flags.
Right.
Play on the field,
Right.
She throwing her play on the field, and she basically telling him,
right.
"Don't tell me you love me if you don't mean it."
Yeah.
She's telling him in the gate. Then she also telling him also is this. She's telling him, "Hey, what did she say? My first husband." She started talking about her first husband and how he did her or whatever. That was another key player. Then he should have watched. He was trying to control his timing, what he wore, the limo, and the way he was talking to her. She wouldn't allow him to really be a man. So that was something he should have picked up on. But no, he's trying to impress everybody else. At this, like, hey, I got her. This is what it is, and y'all ain't nothing. I'm the biggest player.
Right? Because nobody wants to be controlled, and nobody wants to be, a pet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to wear this. I want you to do that, and it's okay. Like even with my husband, there's certain things he liked me to wear, certain things I like for him to wear. There's a way you do it, but
it's the content of it.
Exactly.
It wasn't even if when you trying to upgrade someone, there's nothing wrong with upgrading people. There's nothing wrong with going, hey babe, I'll buy you this. I want you to wear this and look good, like I was telling you what my husband did, right? It's a fine line. That's a somewhat of control or trying to get you to be better and do better, right?
Right.
Perfect, which is a perfect scenario. However, when it gets to the point where you can just kind of tell how she was molding him, but it's nothing wrong with molding someone or wanting someone to be better or showing them how to be better, but it was more about her than it was about him. And so when it can be a problem, if it's not a situation where it should be something in it for both parties, it's something in it for him, right? He upgrade himself, you know what I mean? And then it was something in it for her where she's, also like, look, I'm upgrading this man, and so we can be this, thing, whatever. But I'm bringing something to his business. I'm trying to help him because remember, his boss gave him and Bobby Brown the club, basically.
Right.
And so it made sense to upgrade him. So him taking these upgrades because now he has to change up his style. He should want to change up his style and be more presentable in the way that he deal with people. But it was a fine line of control where it wasn't going to better him. And it got to the point where she's basically telling him everything and him not basically having a brain. When it gets to the point where you can't think for yourself, and that's what it was headed into. You can kind of see the writing on the wall. You can already see what it was. And that's where it was going to. the control aspect of things. And so that's my thing. And then he finally had his friend that he grew up with finally comes into town, and she's out of the army and she's on leave or whatever, or she's retiring or whatever. And that was Regina's King character.
Yeah.
And so he really cared about her. And then he sees her with this other guy, and all of a sudden he wants her.
Right,
you know right. I mean? And she still, no matter what, because she always saw something great in him. And so she took this chance, and then of course he got to push her away instead of ending it off with old girl.
Exactly.
Right at that window where he could have broke it off and there would have been no love lost.
Right. And see, the thing is too, sis, it's like you see these women, just like with me, I was single for many years. After my divorce and stuff like that, I had went through so much, you know what I'm saying? And to get myself, get rid of that pain, that hatred, and all those bad things you went through the marriage, then you're healthy again. You don't want to be fooling with nobody that's not for real. So you tend to, because most people are full of it. Okay. We have great people out here, but a lot of them are full of it. You got to go through a lot of, like right now, if you have somebody special that's amazing, hold on to that, cherish that, love on that. Don't take people for granted, because you may not find another person like that. We got so many unhealthy people. So many people got so much baggage because they haven't dealt through their pain. They haven't worked on themselves. They haven't, like even me being in a bad relationship with my husband, I had to go over what was my part in it. What could I have done where I didn't have to put myself in that? You know what I'm saying? Because we have choices that we put ourselves in. It wouldn't have been as bad. You know what I'm saying? So we have to check ourselves. What can I'm not going to do that again. I won't be doing this again. All like Dr. Amirah is talking about, those orange flags, those flags, all those flags we see, and later on we knew, but we still want to think they're going to change when they know that, when you can't change nobody. My thing is, if you have somebody who's amazing, someone that you really care for, don't dog them out for somebody that you don't know what they're about. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the grass is not greener on the other side. And I've seen so many people lose amazing relationships because they just take that person for granted. Oh, they're so nice. They'll be there. You just treat them that way.
No matter what. And everybody's not going to be there for your malarkey. Everybody's not going to be there and waiting on you to figure it out. Now let's go into this song.
Come on.
Angel, if you ever heard this song, but this was back in 2000s and something, okay? And I'm not really a big fan of Jay-Z. So first, let me put that out there, because I was a Tupac.
That's right.
Right. Okay. His music, he has some really good music. However, the thing is, Jay-Z had this one song called what is it called? Cry. It's called Let the Song Cry. That's what it was called. Let the Song Cry. And he was in a lyric in that song says this, and I'm not gonna quote it, but I get the gist of it. Okay. It said in the song, he said I was just messing with them girls. He was like effing them girls, and I was gonna get right back. You didn't have to go and leave me alone and start messing with this other guy, basically.
Right.
And it's too late. And when a good girl's gone, she's gone forever.
She's gone. Yeah,
she's gone forever. Because once, with a lot of women or men, you can find it in a man too. Once you have totally hurt them, they're
no. Dr. Amirah, let me just jump in here. Because
jump in.
Let me tell you, family, my husband, I married my high school sweetheart, right? My first, right? The love, the first love. No one can tell you nothing.
Yep.
And I was in love. Man, I was in love with him. We got married. That was my guy. But I'm going to tell you, when he kept playing games, because he knew she loved me. She ain't going nowhere, right? But when God delivers you from that, when you be crying out and saying, "Why is he doing this?" or "Woo, woo, woo," you're young, you're hurting because you really want your husband or your wife. It happens to men too. Don't get it twisted. There's men that love their ladies, and
Yes.
they be down. Oh my God, they be like, and you be like, "Why you do that to that brother? Why did you do him like that? He was a good guy." And these people do the same thing. They'll just dog them out, go out on them, sleep with their friend. You know what I'm saying? Just raunchy. But anyway,
Yo, this bitch will call me out.
right? But I
Raunchy.
tell you, yeah, raunchy, just nasty. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you, I never forget when I woke up one day. I woke up in the morning and the love was out the door. Come on. That's right. As my Hebrew brothers say,
That's
that's right. But I'm
And when I
telling you,
looked into his eyes, I knew I was over it. I said, keep
hey,
your pain to yourself, because I don't need it no more. Because it's used. Because it's used. And it's everybody's peeing on the street. I said, keep your pain to yourself, because you probably got something I don't want.
hey.
I'm just saying.
Right. But I never forget when I finally told him I was done. And he was through every couple of months, we would break up and we come back to the same old table, and he would have the fake crocodile tears. "Oh, babe, we need to get together, get back together, and the family's down, and we need to be together." Woo, woo, woo. But this time I was tired. I had just moved to Oakland. I got me a nice place. I was and I just didn't want to be bothered with him no more. I was done. So I was going back to the Bay Area to let him know it's over. And he was coming back to the same table with the crocodile tears. And I never forget when I said, "Babe, I think we're done. This is it." And he looked at me, and this is when I finally found out this man was full of crap. Those little tears were coming down, but the minute I told him I wasn't coming back home and we were done, he put his hand back, came up with a bat. "Okay, you whore." I was running. I was running. Your sister was,
You was like, wait a minute,
girl.
let me post where that
And
picture.
I'm going to get my keys. And I'm like, "What the heck? Who is this?" Right?
Right, who is
I'm
this
telling
jerk?
you, yeah, this is a whole new dude. Because that same dude I was with was playing games. And the minute I told him game over, checkmate,
Yeah.
you got to be careful with these people. And I never forget driving off and bam, 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 breaking up my windows and stuff. Okay. And my point is, after all that, and I got myself together and I got clear headed. I was running things, started my business, just dating and just enjoying myself. We don't want no problems no more. We don't want to, it takes too long to heal yourself. It takes too long to work on yourself. So when this woman said, "Don't tell me you love me if you don't," she been through some stuff. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. She
Oh yeah.
was, she was, she was, woman enough to just tell dude, "Look, okay, I know you got a club here. I know you and your little monkey friends running around here looking up at these women. I see how you're looking at me, but I'm just letting you know, don't fool with me if you're not serious, right?"
Yeah, I ain't the
And we,
one to play with. She let him know in the game. She said, "I ain't the one." This is what she said. Now she was all eloquently speaking in it. But let me tell you how she said. This is what she really said. Now let me tell you what she said.
break it down, Dr. Mill. What she say?
She said, "Fool, listen, I ain't the one to be played with.
That's right.
And you know that you get involved with me and you tell me you love me, you're mine till death do us part." And I mean till death do us part. And I'm not talking about my death, I'm talking about yours if you
Okay.
trip. That's basically what she said. She said, "I am crazy." Okay. She said, "I'm deranged. I'm a psychopath. And I'm a narcissist. And if you get involved with me and if you hurt me, I'm going to cut you." I'm, okay. You know what I'm saying? Love you. But if you hurt me, it's off with your head, sucker. They're gonna find you somewhere stinking. Okay?
Okay.
That's what's gonna happen. Because you know what? I done told your behind what it was. Now either you gonna respect my gangster or you gonna get dealt with. And they gonna find your body stinking somewhere. I'm gonna come over your mama house and I'm gonna bust all her car windows out.
Oh, man. I gotta see that movie again. I gotta see that movie again. This is bringing some funny.
I'm just saying.
When they go to your mama house, that's already a psychopath.
Now that's crazy. Now you get a woman and then she done went over to his mama house and destroyed the property on there. And his mama. Now anytime you gotta have your mama out there. Now you know, brothers. Let's talk. You and Sister Angel and us. Like look into our eyes now. This is the conversation. Listen. I gotta cross my legs. That woman, I gotta cross my legs on this now. I'm crossing my legs, y'all. If your mama gotta come outside, you need to leave that woman alone because your mama should never have to come outside for your mess. This is no bed. You lay in it. And second of all, don't tell nobody where your mama stayed.
Yeah, when you playing
until you didn't, until you have secured some situations. How about why don't you on your proposal day when you place this ring, when you say, baby, this is the ring, and you put it on that chick finger, and you said, baby, I want to marry you.
Baby.
Here's my mammy. This is my mammy. You, mammy, come forward. Mammy, I'm going to introduce you to my soon-to-be wife. And y'all is about to be in matrimony.
Okay.
That's what you need to do nowadays.
Hello.
Don't let this chick know that you was a drive-by, that you got a bet on, that you're hitting for just a certain period of time. Meet your man.
Okay? Dr. Amira. And didn't he mess that woman up on her birthday? Wasn't he supposed to be meeting her somewhere?
Yeah, he did not show up because he was with his best friend, the Regina King character, because they got, he started kind of falling in love with her. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, and let's kick this ballistic on this, and this is man and woman. Okay? This is what we're going to talk about. Now, a lot of times, people like what they can't have.
Exactly.
And when you like what you can't have, sometimes we'll do some things a little strange for some change. You know what I'm talking about? A little things for some change. And you'll be sitting up there doing things you probably wouldn't have never ever done. Until you got with this person.
Exactly.
Now, you got to question that. You got to question what is within you that you will bend over backwards just to be in this particular situation, knowing that this is not your speed low. Because to be honest with you, let's be honest, and this is not no disrespect. Okay, he was out of her league. I'm just trying to keep it real. Okay, he was out of her league. She knew it.
Yeah,
he knew it, and everybody else saw it. But they and you can be Helen Keller, Stevie Wonder, and Ray Charles smashed together.
And not only that, but he wasn't even interested in really being with this woman. He just wanted to just hit it right and enjoy a little bit of her big home and some of the luxuries that she had. But he really wasn't, when you want to be with somebody, you feel them, you think about them, you can't get them off your mind. This wasn't it with this woman. It was just a nice looking behind he wanted to hit. And that's what you have to ask yourself. If I meet a man and he got it going on, let's say, he got a business, he did well for himself. He got real estate. I mean, he got it going on. and he's rolling up to, up on me and stuff, and I'm not really feeling him. You know what's going to happen. You're going to hurt that person because they're trying so hard to give you everything, a key to their house. Hey, want to take you shopping, sis? I want to buy that for you. Let me
Yeah,
get
he
you a
was
new
moving
computer.
too fast.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
moving way too fast, and he knew he was not ready for what she had for. Now we are talking about now. Donna, just be real, did mention, and we kind of just jumped in because we're talking about various different movies.
Yeah.
Okay? We're not just talking about one particular movie, and so we kind of jumping in and out of it.
Right.
Donna, just being real, we're talking about love.
Thin line.
A thin line between love and hate. But we also gonna talk about Boomerang as well, and just a lot of, like Sister Angel said, a lot of old movies that we grew up on watching.
Right,
So
right.
in the end, he wind up in the hospital. He would have been his best friend. He compromised her safety, right?
Yeah.
He loved her.
And hold up, Dr. Mary, how many men and women do that? Messing around your husband, messing around your mate, and they're watching you, stalking you, and seeing where you're playing the field at. How many people that got shot, killed, stabbed, fought, catching you in your mess, cheating? You know what I'm saying? This is nowadays, I wouldn't even do that. People are getting killed nowadays for passion, right? Seeing your husband sleeping with some other woman, vice versa, relationships. You don't do stuff like that. And like Dr. Amirah said, in this movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, he done put a lot of people, including his mama, in an unsafe place dealing with a psychopath who warned him, like you said, that she was crazy,
Deranged,
and did not want to be lied to. And he told that woman, I love you. And the minute he said that, she was like, okay, you love me. We together. I'm going to buy you this. We're going to just, she said, okay, I can bring my fence down.
right.
Trick that woman.
And she possessive. Now,
right.
So when you have a possessive woman like that, I mean, some men are possessive. When you have possessive people, you gotta, what is it, the word? You gotta shred lightly. You gotta tread lightly. You gotta move a little slow. And you gotta set certain perimeters up. You gotta set up, what they call it. You gotta set up, not just perimeters, but you gotta set up your comfort zone. You gotta let them know, hey, I'm not comfortable with the way this is moving, but yet your behind was comfortable in taking the money she was giving, the clothes she was giving, the limo that she allowed you to drive or whatever, in the car, and all these different types of areas, but yet you wasn't so comfortable. So you have to be careful with, and then you got to be careful with someone who is scorned, male or female, because I done seen some scorned men out there too.
Exactly.
Today I have scorned some men.
Right.
I'm just saying. So you have to be careful of that because of the way stuff is, and people like she did, like her character, like Lynn Whitfield's character did, she wasn't having it. And she showed what was, and she jeopardized the safety of him, his family, and his best friend, which turned into his woman later on, which he figured out he was in love with her. But it took him to have to get with old girl in order to see, or it took her to get with somebody else. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
He had to get with somebody else for him to finally recognize her. She's been there the whole time, and she's watching go through these various different women. I mean, hidden it. Okay.
Exactly. And you have to be very careful when you love somebody, you're with that person, because you don't know. See, we're all different people, and you don't know how they really feel about certain situations, right? That come up. If you're married, you have a husband, a wife, you're supposed to be sticking with your husband and your wife. You know what I'm saying? Sit with them. You know what I'm saying? Because some men, some women can be very possessive over there, and they should be. That's their husband. That's their wife. You got to be very careful how you are acting in front of your mate. What type of what kind of questions it can raise. I've seen people in good relationships that lost their relationships because of their behaviors when they got around other people. They didn't introduce them as their husband or their wife. You know what I'm saying? They just, doing what they're doing, and the other person feels left out. They're like, "Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Why you didn't tell your mother or your father that I was here?" Or, you know what I'm saying? You have to be very careful with people. People, especially people who are possessive. They watch you because they've been used to being dogged out, so they're waiting for you to also screw them over, right? Because that's what they used to getting. So you got to be very, very careful, in your relationships. Dr. Amir says, I was one of them women. You hurt me. I'm no good after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going after the jugular. And then too, Donna just being real also said that she knew it was a great movie. It was a comedy, but her takeaway was also dating narcissists. Both of them were narcs. You know what I'm saying? He was a narc, right? He was a womanizer, a player, a narc, selfish,
right? Oh yeah,
stereotypical. So was he was everything he was. So a narc, a player, or a narc recognizes game. Both of them played games with each other. Now it wasn't just him playing the game, but she also played that role as well. You know what I mean? And both of them was Wolverine these traps for each other. He was Wolverine of trying to get the punani, right? And she was trying to get the control as well. So both of them were certainly in the wrong. And let's be clear about that.
That's right.
So I definitely agree with you, Donna, just being real. You are absolutely correct about that. I definitely agree. But the moral of the story is stop trying to be a player.
Exactly. And we saw the same thing with Boomerang, right?
Right.
Instead of Martin Lawrence, it was Eddie Murphy.
It was Eddie Murphy. But that was
but Lawrence was in that movie too. That's when he first got started.
He was definitely in that movie, and I'm telling you, I left my Batusi off. And I'm telling you, I went to the movie theater and actually saw it with my ex. And that movie, I'm telling you, I went through that. I'm telling you, on so many levels. When you get with somebody and you call yourself liking them or caring about them, and you help them out of a relationship with someone else, and then you all find this attraction, because that's really what the movie is about. It was about this player from the Himalayas that had bets on women, that was womanizing narcs. Being selfish player who had this game, and he had to go after women, and basically he bet his match. He bet his match like old boy did. And once you meet your match and you figure out, like, boom, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And then she played the same game. So she was a narc. She was selfish. Player recognized player. Remember we used to say that back in the day. And so once that took place, he got heartbroken when she played him the same way. You know what I'm saying? And then and she already saw who he was. You know, on down to him trying to sleep with Lady Eloise because he thought she was going to keep his position.
Oh my gosh.
On down to him having this Thanksgiving dinner, and he invites Gerard, which was what's my boy name? David Alan Greer, right?
Yeah. Right.
Invites David Alan Greer's parents, which turned out to be John Witherspoon and the one actress, I forgot what her name was, but she played in a lot of old school films, as well as Martin the TV show as well. I can't recall her name though, but nevertheless, so he gets with her, and they're all like, yeah. You know what I mean? They telling him, and he's at the dinner table, You know, he come in coordinated. John Witherspoon come in coordinated. You know what I mean? He got the mushroom jacket with the mushroom belt.
Mhm.
And the funny fact about that is,
Right.
the producers did not want John Witherspoon. The casting people didn't want John Witherspoon in the movie, and Eddie Murphy really went to bat for him on that. Eddie Murphy was like, "Look, we can't do this without John Witherspoon." So Eddie Murphy definitely wanted John Witherspoon in the movie because he knew that would be a perfect fit, and so they created a role for him to come in or whatever. And so that was good looking out. That was like one of the best decisions in that movie to have John Witherspoon. And he's go bang bang. That's when he's
bang, remember that?
Bang bang bang.
Yeah. He was hilarious.
So that movie with itself, not only was it a comedy,
man,
also like great to see. It was a fun, feel good movie because, and it was drama. It was like 5 different things rolled up in one, right?
Exactly.
And then, you know, of course, he all heartbroken and he done lost his job. And then they got Grace Jones in there, and Grace Jones trying to get her a little piece too. And he's just like, now he feels like a piece of meat, just like all the women he treated like pieces of meat. Now he sees how it feels, and he sees she leaves money on the dresser for him when she done with him.
That was funny.
And then she tries to act like he was nothing to her, and she was just like, "Oh well, this is getting too serious. It's way too heavy. So how about we just call it a day?" And then he just basically leaves them alone. They all in the office laughing at him and talking about him. And every time he walked past, and then Chris Rock says, "Man, Marcus used to be a player."
That was a good movie when you meet your match like that. I love what was her name that played that part?
Robin Givens.
Robin Givens. She
Mike Tyson's ex-wife, first ex-wife.
Yeah. Oh wow. Did she do that movie before or after?
She made that movie.
It was after, huh?
Really? I think it was before.
Before, huh?
I think like around the time when she was kind of pop. Dang, I don't know. Shall I Google that or what? But I can't recall, but
she played that part good.
She probably played herself.
That's right.
Right. Played herself. But
man.
But yeah, I definitely think she was excellent in the movie and everything. And another fun filled fact about the movie was the fact that bang bang bang, yeah, black, yeah. One of the fun filled fact about the movie also was that Robin Givens' dresses were so tight that they basically sold it on her.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. They did that for that movie as well as when she was in Harlem Rage.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
So, and also Halle Berry was in the movie. So also that was one of her, you know.
But that's that. Just think just think you meet a guy who gets dogged out, or a female who gets dogged out, and here you are to
comforting him.
Yeah, comfort them, wipe the tears, encourage them, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you two tend to get together and have a great time. They're out here having a great time with each other. And then the girl, she didn't really want him. She just wanted to have him because she saw another girl enjoying him.
Thing, right? And that's what he get though, because he's like, Robin says, "I'm a whatever her character was, Jacqueline." That's what her character was. Robin Givens' character name was Jacqueline, and he said, Jacqueline says, "I'm a better man because of you," and she said, "What?" And so it says, "Love, remember love should have brought you home last night." She slaps him in the face because he goes, of course, after she heals his wounds, and she tries to cheer him up, and she becomes a mother to him. She becomes a lover to him. She becomes a friend to him. She becomes a motivating factor in helping him to relaunch his career and help him to complete this project and become not so bitter and looking crazy. And so she provides him with this love and this comfort. But like she said, because her hair ain't all the way down to her back and it ain't weaved all up like Robin Givens, that she was this artiste, type of character. And she was really into children, and she did a lot of community service, and she, really was trying to get him out of the funk or whatever. And so, of course, he goes and finally he essentially stays out, cheats on her with the character of Robin Givens, Jacqueline's character. And then he comes home and then he gives her this long speech about, how she made him into a better man and this and this and that. And come to find out, this dog, and she just goes really like she was going to say, really? Oh, I'm glad you're a better man. Oh, congratulations. I helped you out, but that's why we have to be careful about trying to fix people and make people good and giving time. Sometimes you have to allow people time to heal before you don't try not to get involved, because nobody wants to be what do they call it? Shoot, rebound. No, nobody wants to be a rebound, and clearly it felt rebound-ish, right? And so after one day, she leaves, she packs her stuff, she slaps him, she walks out the door. Halle Berry character, and then of course David Alan Grier. It's another thing. That's another kicker to the story, is that David Alan Grier's character, Gerard's character, had a crush on Halle Berry. Yeah, and he ruined their friendship, so he had to repair their friendship. Right. And, basically apologize to him because he knew she had a crush on her, and he had to repair, how he hurt this great woman that had potential. He had so much of a better future with her anyway, because she saw him, the inner him, and she painted him, in the inner him. Okay. And she was herself, and she didn't need to, he didn't have to be this flashy character the way Robin Givens' character Jacqueline wanted, because she wanted this flashy character, this confident guy. He could be vulnerable with the Halle Berry character, image, because that was the only reason why she slept with him in the first place, which is why he slept with her. Let's just be honest. Nork recognizes Nork, right? And so when you have that energy, then she walks out there, so he had to figure. So that him and Gerard got back together. They forgave each other, whatever. They made up, kissed, stopped being butthurt with each other, right? Right. So he started asking questions about Halle Berry. He starts teaching her art class, and he started trying to reconnect, and so that was great, right? But before he did that, he goes to Robin Givens' house, and they own Johnny Gill. There you go. There you go. There you go. Here we go. There you go. There you go. Oh, hey. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. Here we go. Whatever the song, forgot the song. Making love to. Anyway, so right. She got on this lingerie bra, matching bra. Well, really, just matching bra and draws, right? So she and she's working these panties, and she's like, yeah, and her little skinny weaved up behind, sitting on his lap, and they're ready to get intimate with these satin sheets, right? And of course, he just goes, all of a sudden he realized right in the middle of the foreplay, I think I love old girl. It's like, I like that part of the movie. And then she's like, well, if you love her, why are you here with me? And he's like, good question. You're right. And he gets out, he puts his clothes back on, he puts his pickle back in his pants. Right? She got no pickle from him that night, boy. Okay. So he leaves out and he realizes, and then if it's my time to figure it out to thee. Hey, if I don't wanna. Anyway,
Donna said, "Ladies in dating, never try to fix a man. Some men don't appreciate it. Once he is fixed, bam, he goes ghost on you. Ain't that something?
Women do that too, though. I mean, men have tried to fix women too, and that never works. That person has to, you can help a person to heal through it, but it's going to take more than just that. You can help a person, you can say, hey, I'm going to help you and y'all can heal together, but understand that you still have to have that love for yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta love yourself more. You know what I mean? Than that person loves you, or you never gonna be whole. You can't make people can't make you can't take two broken halves to make it whole. No, you all gotta work through. Now, even on rebounds never really work. You know,
like I tell people, you have to be whole all by yourself.
Right.
You have to be happy by yourself.
Right.
That's why when people congratulate you when you're married, they congratulate you because it's being added on to, not fulfilling you. I'm going to be happy by myself. I'm whole. One is a whole number. If I get with somebody, I'm getting more money. I'm getting more happiness. I'm getting more. You know what I'm saying? You're merging, like companies merge together. You should have more. You should never be less or more empty. Like, man, she was doing, or he was doing good before he met old boy or old girl, because they're a mess. They're messy. That's why you see some people get with somebody, all say they have financial problems. You know what I'm saying? You should be stacked when you meet the right person, because you're fighting. See, when you meet somebody, you're supposed to be in a position to be in a relationship, right? When I met my husband, it wasn't about you taking me to dinner and trying to run me all around the streets, because I'm not that kind of girl. I may want to buy dinner, be like, no, I got this, because I don't know if I'm gonna be with you or not, and I don't like to owe nobody. Period. Right? It's never should be about I need to be with you so I can be completed, or I need my bills paid.
Right. Because once a person leaves, then what you got? Nothing. Not a damn thing. So you gotta have something to make something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I know that a lot of us, we believe in miracles, right? And we have seen miracles, right? But even in making miracles, there still has to be something there. So there's a thought, exactly. There's a feeling, there's a law of attraction, right? There's something there in order for a miracle to take place.
Exactly.
Even if it feels like it's coming out of nowhere, it's still something, because even a miracle can sometimes be created, like I said, off a thought. So it has to be something to make something. You got to take, even with a business, you got to pour money into a business, and not expect a business. How you doing, Nita Meyer? Yay.
Hey.
So
hey, Nita Meyer.
You have to, you gotta have something to make something. Shoot. I mean, you know what I mean? If I could just walk out my house and be like, boom, I got a business. No, it doesn't work like that. So
that would be cool.
I know some of y'all, it's like, even with falling in love with somebody, you gotta have, that person, and you gotta have some kind of like or something for each other, some kind of love or some kind of attraction. You just don't fall in love out of nowhere. I mean, it happens. I mean, but it has to start from something. Love starts from something. And the reality is that you can't make somebody do something that don't want to do it. And you gotta love yourself enough. Even if you're in a relationship now, I don't advise this, but this happens too. Even if you're in a relationship where you're half, right? Or you're half energy. Your energy is half. You know what I mean? You're half a person. I'm fortunate I got to feel like it is. You're half healed, right? But you still got to be motivated in that relationship. And even if that person is helping you work through some things, right? You still got to have, the person can't force you to constantly work on yourself. They can be a support system, but initially you got to do the work. You can't just on that person to pull your relationship along and you don't have nothing. You got to have some kind of something to say, hey, I'm ready to heal. Hey, I want to heal. I know I'm in this relationship and I know this person is not going to make me whole, but I would like to be in this relationship because I think this is a great person for me. And I know that I'm a good person for them, but I know I got to work on some things. And sometimes that happens in relationships. And I'm just going to tell you all, that's not necessarily what you need to do. But if you are by chance in a situation like that, you still got to heal. You still got to work on you. And you can't expect that person to work on you, because if they leave, you jacked up. You jacked up. now not only you got to work on healing from where you just left, but you got to heal from that person leaving you. Then you got to heal yourself, and then you don't need to be. I think sometimes we being so rushed to get into different relationships because this particular relationship didn't work out, so we're gonna go into another relationship that don't work out. And sometimes you gotta look within yourself and know, well, damn, it ain't this person, it's that person. Now it may be something within that particular person or something that was a trigger or something like that. Right. But at the end of the day, you got to figure out, hell, it's you. It's your ass. You the problem. You know what I mean? Right? A lot of times people don't want to accept their responsibility in their pain. Now, this person might have been wrong in how they treated you, but did you not see the signs? Did you not know that this person had about 12 children's mothers, okay? And they was all crazy. Right. And, you know, and you got to ask yourself also, like, you know, are they paying child support? You know what I mean? And certain things that you got to look at, or if they don't have any children and they've never been married, but they got a long laundry list of women that they done been with, and you know, every time you with them, their phone is ringing. You're like, damn, well, why your phone ringing so much?
Exactly.
You know, so you know, I mean, just a lot of things. Or they can't keep a job. Well, why is it that they can't keep a job, brother, ma'am? Why can't you keep a job? I mean, is it because you just need to be your own boss, which is okay, but figure that out and go, well, right now I got to stay on this particular job until I figure out what kind of business I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of things, right?
Exactly.
So going back to the movie.
That's right.
This sucker finds her and stalks her, goes up to her job, and it's like, hey, it's me. And he lies and says who he is. And he comes in here with these puppy dog tears and said, you're the woman for me. And she was like, really? I mean, you know, same old stuff. So, of course, within the movie, and a lot of times this happens in real life, she's like, okay, I forgive you. But one thing she said off top, first of all, I'm not moving back in with you. I'm going to have my place. I'm going to stay at my house, and you're going to stay at your house. Because she wasn't going to put herself in a situation again until she got together. And then the second thing was, it was pretty funny. When he turned and tried to look back around at this lady, she said, you turn around, you look back at that, I'll break your effing neck.
Right? Yeah, I remember that.
Like, oh, no, I was just looking at her because I was thinking about the type of woman and mother you're going to be. And she's like, now, come on now. And so, you know, again, you just have to. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it had a lot of great lessons, just like Between Love and Hate. I think both of these were great movies, and they are old school, but they do apply to today. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, because a lot of times, like the sister said, like Sister Donna, just being real stated, is that how a lot of times, you know, people try to always fix somebody that don't want to be fixed. Let's be more important. And you can't, and I don't think
or they want to be fixed, or they want to be fixed, but not for you.
Right, exactly. And so you're fixing them, not for you. So you like their life coach. So you know, a lot of times it's kind of difficult to be someone's life coach or someone's therapist while you're in the relationship.
And be careful when you're because I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, just be careful when you meet somebody that's hurting and you're really trying to give them some good information. Most likely they're going to start falling for you.
Energy transference.
It's a natural ability to want to hug that person that's comforting you. And they get it confused. And then you get confused, like, well, this is not the guy for you. This is not the girl for you. You are just the pillow that they need to hug. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up. Now, let me ask you this question. Now, y'all, again, this is various conversations. We're not just talking about the movie, but we're talking about real life here because you know how we do. Now, my question to you is, and this is a topic that we have saw for years on the OWN channel network, Oprah's channel, okay?
Okay.
Now, my question to you is, what do you think about Ivana? What's her name? Ivana, what's the life coach is on Oprah's channel? I can't remember her name.
Ayana.
What's your thoughts on her?
I'll be honest. Ayana is amazing. Mm-hmm. Ayana deals with some really I've seen her really come back with some amazing things for people, right? To help them get out of their stuff. But one thing about Ayana that people have to realize is she's not there to make you feel good. She's
Right.
not there to hug you and comfort you. She's there to show you your stuff. What part are you taking in this? And people don't like her. I have a friend that don't like Ayana. They get mad at Ayana. They don't want to be bothered with her. Oh, she mean. That's her job. She's supposed to go in there and tell you. They be crying about their husband, but she's like, what about you? You're selfish. You know what I'm saying? And she'll show you the light on you. What's your part in this? I like Ayana. I like her, but I don't want to be Ayana. She be dealing with the crazies.
But not only that, okay. So okay. So what the point I was trying to bring up as well, and do you recall how my husband pointed this out?
Okay.
He was like, yeah, she have a lot to deal with, and it's difficult. Y'all trust me, as a life coach, it can be difficult because even as a healer or reader or whatever, for example, people can come to me and be like, look, I need your help, and I provide that help for them.
Right.
I'll give you an example. I had this client who was, she asked me for a reading. I gave her a reading. I was like, look, I see that you're going to get pregnant if you don't want any more children. It's been at least about 5 clients that this happened to. 5. And I would be like, you're going to get pregnant if you don't wrap it up.
Right.
You're going to have one client in particular. I'm talking about this one client in particular. I was like, you're going to have a little boy or whatever. And so she's like, no, I'm not. That's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, the particular entity that you're dealing with, it's Ixnay on the Rixnay on that. That's gonna work. You know what I mean? And I was telling her because, and I started breaking down to her like how he's not sacrificing anything. You're doing all the sacrificing, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and it's not equally yoked in that sense. Right. And you all are on 2 different pages. So you got this book, and he's on chapter 10. You on at the end of the book, okay? Right. And so what that means, that's not going to work unless I can get it back together, which I very seriously doubt it because he's not even taking your energy seriously, right? So with that said, so she calls me back a year later. She was like, oh, I'm going to schedule a reading from you. I was like, cool. And she's like, I don't know if you remember me, but back in the day, a year ago, I heard baby in the background. It always happens like that. I was like, that's your baby? I was like, dang, who baby is that? She's like, oh, that's mine. You were right. Actually, he's 1 or 2. He's 1 or whatever. Wow. And she's like, I just had him, about a year ago, whatever. And you're right. I did get pregnant. Oh boy, ain't about, everything you said was true. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying how it's a pill to swallow, and how difficult it could be to tell people, because people will call me and the first thing people will say is, I already knew that. I'm just calling you for a confirmation. I'm like, a confirmation? You don't got no confirmation because you wouldn't need me if you calling me for a confirmation. Right. Or people be, I already know what I need to work on. And the one thing, I have another client, she always calls me. Every time she calls me, I'm telling you, talking to her, I have to wear my sage. I have to click in my sage. I have to burn the sage. I swear I have to go. I have to clear my chakras every time I get on the phone with her, because I'm telling you, it's so toxicating. It's so, I feel like I'm getting swallowed thin, I have to burn my sage. I have to practice my breathing exercises. I'm like, you need to get your chakras cleared. And I'm telling her that. She's like, all right, now I need my chakras cleared. Well, if you know, then go ahead and get it called. While you trying to do all this, and that, you trying to go around from getting your chakras cleared instead of doing what I told you to do. And it's like a headache. And it's like, damn, it's not just about the money, but it's about you asking me my expert advice, and I'm telling you what it is that you need to do. But what's the first thing out your mouth? I already know what I need to do. So if you already know, why the hell you calling me? You know what I mean? Right. That's the main thing that gets on my nerves. So I feel her on that, because they will call her and ask her to do this and do that, and then they think, and then people also think that healing is a miracle. Like I told you about miracles, even with certain types of miracles. How you do? Okay, Angel, thank you so much. You too. You have a blessed night. Even with miracles, there still is certain types of actions that apply because it's a thought. You know, it's a thought. Even in, when the creator provides these miracles and provides these things to happen, it's still some thoughts there to get it to happen. It ain't just out of you know what I mean? It may come off like out of nowhere, but you thought it. You thought it. That was still some work. You thought about it for just even 1 second,
Right.
So you have to be honest with yourself. And so other times it can certainly be difficult. It certainly can be very nauseating. However, I think a lot of times now with her, I think sometimes she could do too much for TV. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Because some of that stuff in how she talks to people, it could be a little bit for TV. Because she gets in their face. She does too much sometimes. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Right.
And they already at team too much. Okay.
All right.
Her. Okay. And sometimes she can be team too much. I've noticed sometimes, well, my husband pointed this out. Sometimes I noticed her. He said she, like, if it's a man there, she'll put a breast or leg on him. I never noticed it. And so I started going back to some of these, ones that she did with men. And so it looks, and let's say by chance, because listen, we can ready to be honest now. We not get ready to sugarcoat this. Now, first of all, she is an attractive woman. Okay. I'm not going to sit up here and deny that she got some strong, beautiful African features. She does. Right. She got hips. She got a beautiful face. You know what I mean? She got this natural hair. You know what I mean? So she has this je ne sais quoi about her. And then she's already aggressive and she's already intelligent. She's intuitive. She has this presence about her when she enters the room to begin with. Okay. Right. So you have this man who is broken, who comes in, or people who are broken comes in and deal with her. And she does the energy healing thing. And like we talked about of certain energy, and you know how you and I talked about on another video, and we talked about how how we have to be careful in certain situations, dealing with the opposite sex or even the same sex, because you don't want to give people an inclination of you wanting a certain type of relationship. So I have noticed where, okay, this is him, this could be the guy, and this is her, and this is her boob, and she'll go.
Oh wow!
A little bit.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
You got just kind of look at it a little bit, and so it's a little. So some things can be a little suggestive, just a tad bit. And just like, for example, she called, what was that girl name? Keisha Cole's sister, a ghetto snipe. Wow. Certain things, it's certain things we have to be careful. Because
especially as a professional, be name calling your client.
Yeah, your mama was a crackhead. I mean, you was a crackhead or crack you up, an addict, and she's already, probably called them all kind of names and did all kind of, stuff, and she's already broke her brokenness.
Right, absolutely.
And I get at times it's so difficult and work with people sometimes. So sometimes I have to octane my voice a certain level. Then I have to calm them down and calm the energy down.
Right.
So we have to kind of go about a certain way. So we have to have a certain level of compassion on top of being firm.
Right.
So I think I still feel like I don't think she's a bad healer at all. I just think that they hype it up for TV. I think that because it's on TV, I think that they give her this, they kind of give her to turn it up a little bit so she can get more people to view, because they don't want to have it like boring, so to speak.
Right, right,
They don't
right.
want to come off like it's boring. And so if you kind of hype it up a bit and you give them a little bit of, fluff, but it's too many people that have complained, So it's and it be celebrities, and a lot of them celebrities, let's be honest about. A lot of those celebrities get on there to relaunch their careers.
Right,
Don't
right.
be on there to really, try to get that healing. And they just want to relaunch their careers and be like, look at me, I'm actually doing this and this and that. This is the product I'm selling pretty much, but the product like being them, right?
Right,
And so it's something, about that. And so it's a lot of things. It's like a play up for the camera exposure.
right,
It's on their end as well as her end, right? And it's, of course, it's good for TV.
right, right, right.
So it's like, it's kind of hard to get that coverage. I mean, within, because how long is the show? Like about an hour?
Yeah, about an hour.
So about 45 minutes, because you got the 15-minute commercial break, right?
Right, right.
15, so about 45 minutes, right? So it's only so much you can get in one session, or a combination session, because sometimes they'll do it over a period and they'll cut this out, cut this device this out, cut this out, and then it just kind of comes off where it's not really. And then even on the terms of the network, what the people on the scene, they basically will get certain information and they'll put it out that maybe not for real comfortable. Like for example, Tamar Braxton, remember the Braxton sisters were on there?
Right.
And Tamar has shared something real inner, deep about her childhood, how she was molested or what have you, and they put that out there. Her family didn't even know about that, and that's probably something that shouldn't have really been talked about on air because she was not really comfortable with.
Right.
And so even with me doing reads, even when I do live readings, I'm kind of mindful, and I'll be like, well, I ain't finna say all that, but let's just say that y'all just need to work through some things, and I'll just say you've been violated or something like that,
right.
or something that's you've been unjustly done, and there's certain things that even you have to be a little mindful of that. And so a lot of it, and that's why this is going to be her last season, supposedly. So I would really, I don't think, and I know, I like money like the next person, because money is way around the world, unfortunately money gives you a choice, and if you are a horrible person before you get money, then you're going to be a rich idiot. So if you were dumb
right.
prior to getting the money, you got the money, then you just a dumb person with money,
Right.
Before you were just a dumb person that was broke, right? So I like money the next person, but at the same time, it has to be a level of, I do social media, things like that, but it has to be a certain fine line. I would be very apprehensive about necessarily doing a life coaching show in that direction, that way. Right. And I'm not saying that she was filtered by greed. It wasn't that. I'm not saying that at all, But what I'm saying is just a lot of times she probably didn't really understand the magnitude of it.
Right.
People, because she has a part to play in it, whether it was certain parts that's negative and certain parts that was positive, right?
Right.
And so when you put people's lives on Front Street, and then with certain things, and then you already got the producers, because people like drama, people like to see mess, and things like that. And so when you're dealing with that, it can certainly be very difficult in trying to create a real healing environment. And so I would do that because of I don't think that's healthy for that person. I don't necessarily think it's the best healthiness for your practice. What I mean? For the things that you do, because life coaching and helping people to heal and being intuitive and all that good stuff, ministering to people, is very taxing. It can be very taxing on the person as well as you. And it's really serious business, and to kind of put that on air, certain things I don't think should be.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't just put it out there, but sometimes, like you said, they're making money, and this will be great this is a good show because she aired out some things her family don't know. But
Right.
those could have been like, let's not do it that way. You know what I'm saying? And especially as a professional, if you are a counselor, like even me, being an alcohol and drug counselor, there's certain things that I won't open up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go into the jails and we're talking about some things, I'm not going to open up your life and leave you bleeding. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is. Because after
Right.
you open up this big wound that this person said they didn't want to talk about, what you're doing is you're hurting them further.
More.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Especially if you're not going to continue to work with them.
Right.
Now,
Right.
now, if it's one thing, if you open up the wound and you still there to recoup and help them to
Right.
move further, that's something different than you just kind of leaving them hanging. And that's
Right.
what I think the show kind of comes across as.
Right. And you're probably right about that because it is a show and you get caught up into just the next show.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
after we heard about that one person, we on to the next. After that person, after when the Braxton's us, we was like, oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And even on her end and how some of the things she did things, and then the way that the family responded wasn't the best. Like, I
No.
was like, dang, that's further
Right.
dysfunctional and this and that. Or you was like, man, she really tried to help them and they weren't listening, or they really wanted her help, but she wasn't helping. You know what I mean? So you can look at
Right.
both ends of it, and then, but at the end of the day, still no repair, still
Yeah.
no.
It made it worse because now the family, you're dealing with their reactions.
Exactly. And then
You know?
then they have to watch it over and over and over and over and watch that trigger over and over and over again. And the humiliation, because now everybody's doing a reaction on it. Everybody's talking about it on social media. You know what I mean? And maybe
Right.
in certain cases, maybe that was great. Maybe people wanted that notice, but did you want that kind of notice? Because it's not a
Yeah.
controlled notice. The only people that's really control of it, even Ayana's not even in control of it.
No,
It's
she's
the
not.
producers that's in control of it. So that's
Exactly.
you know what I mean. So that's the thing I felt about that. It's just kind of hard. It's just like meeting someone on social media. I mean, it's not social media, but meeting someone on a reality show and saying, "Okay, we're gonna get married," just like those shows that we watch. It's like, dang, you met them on. How you gonna develop a relationship? You know what I mean? And everybody's saying your business. While a lot of marriages on social reality TV doesn't really work because of of things that you watch, and you see some of these folks that have a lot of these family channels. When you don't control certain things and certain aspects of your relationship don't need to be aired. So,
No.
for example, they have this one, I think it was one couple, I can't remember their names, but they were on, the husband had cheated and got a baby on the girl. I don't think they were married. I think they were just kind of engaged and had a child themselves. And they showed all of that. And I know a lot of times people say, well, that helped me to heal, but that might have helped you. How you doing? Don't need no man telling me.
Hey, don't need no man. How you doing?
But a lot of times when you put that on social media, because now you got to watch it over and over again, right?
Exactly.
Then you got to bring and drag up the child's mother, because then she gonna come out, y'all already know I got more stuff on y'all lying, you know what I mean? And then meanwhile you got children, they got children, and all of that's kind of out there, and everybody's commented on everybody's life. So with certain things that aren't necessarily healing, because now you got to watch it over and over again. You got to remember that. And it's difficult, like even like on down to let's talk the one reality show that was somewhat positive a little bit. Run's House. Remember Run's House?
Oh,
And they showed you, the retired rapper who turned into a bishop, a minister, a deacon or whatever, and he turned into that Reverend Run. He turned into a reverend, and he showed his family, and certain things was on there that, like when his wife when they lost their child, they aired all that, and then she had to relive that over and over again.
right.
And
That's
then
true.
she adopted a child, and she had to relive that, which was great, of course, but having to relive that child experience and the children's experience on top of that. And basically they grew up on TV. Okay, but they still had some control. They definitely had control over what they air. But then when their son got caught with weed, so they had no choice but to put that up there, you know.
Exactly.
So it's something else, and they marriage survived it. That's a strong marriage.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause
Hey,
that's
Dr. Mary, I'll be right back.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll be right back.
And so, you know, a lot of times you have to be mindful of, you know, certain things, and the social media can certainly ruin relationships and reality TV, because it's not really always reality. And sometimes, a lot of times, and well, all the time, producers really would like to get a good show. It's not really about being authentic all the time, and they just want to get this great show, and that's going to cause drama, that's going to cause you know, pain, and then having to relive that over and over again. Because I remember the early days of reality TV, where they had someone, when people get into fist fights, and now let's say you were one of the ones that got beat up, now you got to relook at, you know, your ass get whooped over and over and over again. Or if you were the one that whooped the other person, but you might have, you know, been drunk or high or whatever, because a lot of times the producers will give you substances, you know, to get that going, you know. And so you're having to relive that over and over and over again, a part in your life that you may have wanted to forget about, you know. Just imagine about all the things that you've done when you was growing up, and a lot of mistakes that you made. If they had social media at the time, and you filmed it and you put it on social media, and you had to really, you was taking a shower, oh, okay, and you had to relive that over and over and over again, and how painful that'd be for you, you know. And so that's my take on the situation. And I think that I don't think it's necessarily effective as it possibly could be, based off a lot of times with certain producers that is on. I think a lot of times it may give people some kind of bad impressions, a lot of times, as a life coach, when you're trying to, excuse me, heal and work with parties, and then, you know, you have to over dramatize it, or let's say you don't dramatize it, but the producers is going to add drama and put certain things in there to trigger that particular person as well, to tweak that person and trigger that particular person that is in the business, that is the client, as well as the life coach. And so you both people are having somewhat of these triggers, when it's not really effective for the person who has to actually heal, right? It's not really effective for the person who's the life coach or healer, what have you, who is trying to help this person heal. And other people are looking at this and having certain points of having to relive it. So I don't believe that it's necessarily really effective to be on social media, to be on reality TV. Now, some of you all may disagree with me and may say that, you know, watching this particular episode might have helped you, and that's fine. But, you know, but what about that particular person that actually went through it? You know,
Yeah, but since you put it that way, that makes sense, because, you know, you, whenever you're coaching somebody or helping somebody, you don't want to leave them, you know, open.
yeah, because that
We do see that a lot.
that can create people possibly having, you know, mental breakdowns.
Exactly.
Or even going to the far deep end where they try to commit suicide. You know,
Right.
they go through all these different triggers and traumas, and it do more good than, you know, do more harm than good. And so I just would advise people to be careful about that. So I don't necessarily think, the point is, I don't necessarily think that I would have a reality show as far as my healing and life coaching and whatever,
No.
unless it would have to, only way I would do that, it would have to be certain segments. It would have to be small segments. It would not be like a whole hour. It'd be like
Yeah. You would just
5
share a little
minutes
bit. Yeah.
with the client, that, and we would talk about things that, you know, or I would rather have after my clients have gotten over something, then we could discuss that what we
Yeah.
walked through and they cool with it.
Right.
They
Would
got
help them.
over it,
Yeah.
like 5 minute segments of this particular person and this particular person, this particular person. And then sometimes, also you would also want to have a person's identity disguised as well. I think that also would have been more effective because a person
Right.
is more naked if their identity is not disclosed because of having to worry about getting it a double time and reliving certain things, especially when they've had certain things on there. I was like, wow. uh
Wow.
when the mother was on drugs, when some of those women were on drugs, they abused their children and certain things.
Right.
I was like, wow. Or the man or the husband had a drug addiction, or he was beating on his wife, he was beating on the children, certain things like that. And it was like she was helping them heal that. And
It was sad when that rapper was on there. What was his name? Yeah, when his son was like, she was like, let him go, let him go. That had to be really hard for the son, because he wanted to have a relationship with his father DMX, but he wasn't willing to stop doing the drugs at that time.
But she blindsided. That was kind of a blindside. It was kind of like he wasn't really
like a setup. Yeah,
he didn't really know, right? It was a setup. Yeah. He didn't really know why he was on there. He thought he was just on there to. That was.
And not only that, but she made it worse for DMX because that was a trigger. Now you done took my son, the little relationship I had of him, now you told him, let him go, rather than, finding out what he's going through with the drugs and why he wasn't ready to stop using it, but not put the son out there like that, because that had to have been harmful for both sides.
For both of them,
Yeah.
I just think that, I would rather, something like that, especially if it's your business to be on TV. Y'all gotta talk about that ahead of time.
He was cussing her out too. I think they probably they edited it, but I think he was calling all kinds of B's and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I know he did. She said it was, and then I think like R. Kelly team had stepped to her and was asking her if he could come on. And she's like, no. And I'm glad she did that. I'm so glad that she did that, because I'm telling you, R. Kelly was already.
There's nothing to talk about. It's like they're guilty. I don't want to talk to you about what you did with these young ladies.
Right. And you're not going to admit to it, so we're not going to have this conversation. And then you got handlers. Even some of their parents was handlers, but that's another story.
Wow.
I'm not saying all the parents, but I'm just telling you some of those parents. I'm going to say some of those parents weren't innocent. Some of them actually
sold their child out.
Not knowing. Yeah, they sold. Some of them sold their child.
Leah was sold out. I think poor Leah was sold out. She was young. She was talented. And her parents didn't protect her.
And then her uncle was the man, R. Kelly's manager, so he knew to play. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was just certain things that led up to that, and I would have done that too. But I'm glad she had sense enough not to go with that. I'm so did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in the best.
Exactly. No. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, I do agree with you. I think that show. It's a good show, but I don't think that that's the way to help people,
right?
And she probably, what you said makes a good point. Do it in small segments, maybe not show all their business, but talk about what they're struggling with and what helped them after, stuff like that. So you're kind of protecting them, and you're not outing them or leaving them open, to worse things.
And also, you protecting your brand. I thought that was important too. It wasn't just protecting like the person that was seeking your help and guidance, but it's also protecting your brand, because it's like
after this show you're still a counselor, you're still going to
you still gotta lead after this where you still gotta make your money for your book. You still have to deal with people a certain way, and after the cameras are gone, she might not be like as intense as how they say how came off on TV, and it kind of prohibits people. Like, I don't know if, and it's not that they are sugarcoated, but it's a fine line of that, because you don't want to further injure that person.
Yeah. I think that was really cool the way your husband noticed from a man's standpoint that, hey, this lady, she uses her body to keep men in a place where she can kind of roll up on them a kind of way, because you don't put your boobs out there, so they're not focusing on what they're there for totally. They're kind of into you a little bit, and that's not. And I don't even know if she realizes that she does that. Sometimes they don't even realize what they're doing.
I agree.
It's like a cope. It's like a coping skill. You know what I'm saying?
And that's right. And what I also, even with what I do appreciate about the pandemic, and I think the pandemic's horrible. Some people die, and all that. However, the only thing that I thought was beneficial for me and my,
Just keep your space.
business is not having to sit in people's face and to have to deal, not everybody, but having certain men clients. And I say all my men clients because none of my male clients are like that now. None of my male clients, but I have had every blue moon, not often, but probably like two of maybe one or two, something like that.
Right.
But just being safe. Just being safe, because you never know. Women too, you never know. That can certainly happen in both scenarios, and you just always want to come across as in the best light as possible, because you never want people to misread your energy, and you want to do your best to effectively explain, because sometimes people will, and other times people, you can explain yourself, you can break everything down, and sometimes people still won't get it. And so you take that risk, but at least you like, look, I laid everything else out there and it is what it is. But I would certainly advise people to just know that it's not easy, from a life coaching standpoint or healer standpoint. Neither is from the person that's receiving and trying to get the treatment,
Right.
Kind of. Right. So I just think, I don't think the show, I'm not saying the show was a disservice to people, but I'm just saying it's certainly two sides of that, and certainly can be scary for both.
Right.
Person, but also for her.
Absolutely.
She got to live after that.
Exactly.
About a lot of opportunities that she missed in doing that show, where she could have really been effective. And yeah, she might have. And another thing with that show is it brought more life coaches on the scene, and that could be good and that could be bad, because a lot of times everybody wants to be heard, and they could, like, you know what, you're a scutterbutter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And a lot of times, with my clients, I have clients that call me. I have clients that call me every day. I have a couple of people that call me every day. Then I have some people that call me once a week. I have some people that call me once a month. I have some people that call me every 6 months, every year, whatever. And I don't, in any way, even if they're my normal client, I still want to keep a level of, even if because I know them. So even with that level, I'm like, girl, are you crazy?
Right.
Sometimes some of my clients me all the time, and I'll make them laugh. I'm like, girl, you crazy? Why would you do that? I didn't tell, you know what I mean? And sometimes I would get into that mother role, but it's still a fine line where I still have to be like, well, I don't think that's in your best interest. However, if that's something you feel like you want to do, then go for it. But I wouldn't, allow that. And sometimes also, as a healer, sometimes you also have to let people figure it out. You can only tell them, you can only take them, show them to the water. You're like, look, this is the water. You need to drink. This is healing for you. If you drink water, then you won't get urinary tract infections. It will help you from not getting urinary tract infections, because you gotta also don't hold your urine too, but that's another story. But the point is that you have to drink a lot of water to to get a lot of those toxins out of your kidneys and things like that. But you can't force people to drink them. You can't force people to drink that. And sometimes, as a healer, sometimes you can just get so angry, because you see so much potential in people, and you see that they have this great talent. They have this great talent, whatever it is, and they have so much going for themselves, but they self-sabotage. And sometimes it can be painful at times.
Absolutely.
And you have to, at the same time, you gotta care but not care.
Right, right.
coaching one-on-one, you got to care but not care, because again, you cannot take it home with you.
Exactly.
You don't want to do an energy transference, because energy transference works different ways. One form of energy transference could be, the person see, because you're helping them heal and you're doing something great for them, and they can fall and think that they are in love with you. Because
right.
another form of energy transference is you taking on their energy. And it's bad when it's toxic energy. It makes it worse when it's toxic energy. Or also another form of energy transference is when you are too involved in
Right,
that
right.
and you can only do so much. And that's one of the things, like in working, because like I said, I had 2 celebrity reality star clients. And no, I'm not going to travel with you. I have a life, and I have other clients that I have to deal with. I can't just solely be your life a life coach, because you're not going to listen all the time anyway. Now I can do in spurts, like you can come to me and you where I'm at and get this
Right.
work, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to stop dealing with my other clients.
Exactly.
Okay? Because I have other people that have to help to heal, And so it could be, and then being in Hollywood and dealing with all them crazy fuck. And I don't mean crazy because I think it's psychotic, because they have mental damages. I mean, Hollywood is the energy off of Hollywood is crazy.
Right.
I'm not calling the people crazy necessarily, but I'm talking about the energy, the way Hollywood was built has a level of dysfunctionality, and it's thumbs up, the reality and the psychotic and the psychosis of a lot of them is messed up. And having to be around in that environment 24 hours a day and following this particular, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. No, I gotta have my own sanity. Okay, so I just think that and again, it goes back to also the level of you taking on that person's reality and not seeing who you are.
Right. That's right.
That person, you get so engulfed into their world that you don't see your face or hear your voice anymore. It's just like having any type of relationship, guys. It's just like getting with a person, getting with a man, getting with a cat, dog, monkey, and you looking in that person's eyes, and you get to the point where their voice is so loud, and you doing this, you cooking, you cleaning, you doing so much for that person, taking a monkey, dog, and cat around, and your children around, and doing everything and being everything for everybody else, but you nothing for yourself. And that's how we stop healing within ourselves, and our voice gets silent and silent and silent and quiet, and to the point where you don't have a voice at all. Okay, so just something to think about. I'm so that's all I got.
Yeah, no, but that was good. No, we had this is a good talk, because talk a little bit about relationships, dealing with some things, and because right now it's that time of the year, people, especially around the holidays, they start getting into these relationships, meeting people online. Sometimes we represent ourselves being a little bit too thirsty, or not being honest with the person, and they're psychotic or they're a sociopath. And then you're dealing with counseling and dealing with people that you're not really helping, because you're putting them out there, keeping them open. So this is a good conversation today of just talking about different things, because we could learn from movies. We could learn from movies and these reality shows, right?
Right.
Yeah, so this was a great discussion. I always enjoy coming on here, because we always start one way, but then we get into some deep discussions. I know it really helps a lot of people. People tend to watch these things back as well, so that's amazing. Thank you guys for coming in too. That's so cool. That is amazing.
I definitely appreciate everybody for coming in. I certainly appreciate you coming onto my channel and blessing me.
And I love your camera. It looks great.
Well, thank you very much. It better look great as much as it costs. We ain't gonna talk about that $199.
It is, but it's a good write-off.
And by the way, let me share the camera with you. I'll show you. Okay. Well, I can't take it off. Anyway, so the camera is certainly the let's see. It's the I will put it in the chat room. Ooh, let me take did I put myself? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Not that they endorsed, not that they gave me any endorsements on this camera or anything like that, but that's the one that I did get. So I've also had some advice from the brother that who did my intro. He also told me about another camera that I have on my phone that's also pretty good as well.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'm trying to be this big YouTube.
So I'm a big YouTuber. So, okay, I got big stuff, big camera, big.
If I not, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Can you
good.
hear me? Yo, you muted. Are you muted?
Am I? Hold on. Let me check. Hold on.
I can't hear you.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I'm just trying to grow certain aspects, and even if I just get it, it's not necessarily about YouTube, but I know eventually that I am going to be doing something that may not involve YouTube, but other platforms where I do need to do a video, and I definitely want to have a great camera that can certainly bring out the best in what I'm trying to do here, what I'm trying
That's
to do
right.
over here.
That's right.
So anyway, thank you so much for y'all tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Sister Angel, go ahead and promote your channels and things like that and what you're doing, because I certainly don't want to, stop your growth, because you're definitely doing some really good things.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, you guys come by and check me out. I'm doing a Monday night prayer stream from 6 to 7 Pacific Standard Time. It's amazing. We've been constantly growing every week while we're getting more and more people, a lot more views. You guys come in. I'm doing prayer requests for people who need prayer. It is just a great time because right now a lot's going on with this COVID-19. Like my mom just recently got really sick. And, it is what it is, but, prayer does work when you have the right people praying. So please feel free to come by my channel. Also, check out, if you go to www.angeldomiggy.com, you can find all my social media,
Can
all my merchandise,
you
my
put
books.
your website in here?
Let me see here if I can put it in here.
Because by the time I get to it, it'll take me
yeah.
a little bit faster.
Let me get over there. Let me get over. All right. And yeah, we have a good time over here with my channel, Dr. Amirah channel. We're one of the most non-drama channels. We're here just to enjoy, to share, topics, talk about movies. Sometimes, even we're going to be doing more vlogging. Now that Dr. Amirah got, her, getting more updates on her channel, you probably see her doing some more things. So this is a good time for you guys to just, come and hang out with us when we come on Wednesday. What is it? What is the time we're going to be coming out here consistently on Wednesday?
We're gonna try to go for, I would say, 3:30.
Okay.
3:30. I think 3:30 probably be better, because at first we was on 5:30.
Right.
And I think 3:30 would give you enough time, because after your prayer service that you do on your that you do
Right.
yeah, give you enough time to say, hey husband, I smell you looking good there. You know what I mean? Hey honey, you can pop your red lipstick on. You know what I mean? And you'll give you time to do what you need to do, rather than having to have you to rush, and then I can make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do on my end as well.
Yeah. So yeah, here's my YouTube channel. You can click on that. Also, you can go to my website. The website's really cool because sometimes you want a private. I've been getting a lot of prayer requests on the website, which is amazing because it's personal and they can really say what they want to say, and I can, stand in prayer with them. I let her pray for people. So please check out the website, check out the YouTube channel, and come over here on Wednesdays. We'll be on here. Would you say? What time did you say?
3:30.
3:30. Is that going to be?
Eastern Standard Time. I'm tripping.
Okay. So we're going back to the regular time. Okay, that sounds great.
No, that's not the regular time. That's because at first we was coming on at 5:30 my time.
Okay.
So that's 2 hours difference from where we was going at first. So I about 3:30.
So that's about 1:30 my time, right?
Yeah. Would that work better for you?
Yeah. That's good. Because you're what, 2 hours ahead or 3 hours?
I think I'm on Eastern Standard Time. So
okay, yeah, and I'm on Pacific Standard Time. So 2, 3, 4. Yes, I think you're 3 hours. So that's 1:30. And you said you want to come on at
3:30.
3:30. So that's 12:30. 12:30. Yeah, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time and 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we can get a lot of people that can come out at that time and just hang out and talk about some movies, talk about, relationship, talk about, products, natural products. What are we going to talk about next, Dr. Amirah? It's on the spot.
I think that I'm going to give you the, selection this time. Then that way, and you can just, if it's something that's going to be on YouTube, or if it's something going to be wherever, just send me the link. If it's something that, if it's on YouTube or something like that, you can send it to me. That way, you don't have to wait on me, and I can just set it up in advance.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll find something fun for us to talk about.
Right. That'll help. And then that way, I want you to be just a part of this process that we're trying to do for everyone, so they can come for their enjoyment and they can tune in to watch our wonderful faces.
That's right.
Spread the love.
All right, family. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with Dr. Amirah and myself. Love you guys.
We're going to be out of here because it's time for us to go.
You're watching Dr. Amirah Kweli. #DRASK. #Queen of Weirdos.
Death is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The cemeteries are full of people who've passed from a preventative illness. With the correct approach, you not only extend your chances of preserving your life, but you will improve the quality of your life with a natural approach. The earth provides energy healing herbs for the benefit of mankind.
Hello, I'm Amirah Kweli here at As Life Coaching Ministries. We're located at 1921 West Broadway. We've been in the healing business for over 20 years. To order my products, go to www.as314life.com. I'm available 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Namaste.